On the Fringe with Dan RadioStyle. Hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day. We have crazy fraud going on. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. It's getting worse. Yeah, we've got even more craziness that's starting to happen, and the floodgates are beginning to open. This was all part of the plan, and it does seem very interesting because this is our quincentennial anniversary. I think I got that word right. 250 years, right? So this is the time to have a great year, and shucks, it's the second already. And here we are having a great year. A lot of crazy stuff to talk about, a lot of good stuff, a lot of bad stuff, a lot of, we got the left, or, we always get stuck into these labeling wars, so I don't even know, but the people that seem to support controlling others, and what I mean is people that seem to think it's okay to tell you what you can do, how you can dress, where you can go, what you can buy, how you can spend your money, those types of things. People that want to control you versus those are just like, yeah, no, so long as you pay your property tax or whatever, and all that nonsense, keep your yard mowed. I don't care, man. Do what you want inside your doors, right? So there's kind of don't tread on me, and then there's the I'm gonna tread all the hell over you. And we've got some examples of all of these things happening, and we've got some good news in Kentucky. And I mean this in a weird way, but we do. And it made me very happy. I wanted to play the song Kentucky Woman, but I don't know. I thought it was going to be lost because we're going to be talking about Thomas Massey for one, and that was going to be my Kentucky Woman. And then it kind of ruins the song, but whatever the hell. This is how we should. This is Dan Radio Style. Welcome. This is On the Fringe. This is what we do. This is what we do. White House posted this or put this on their whitehouse.gov site. America 250. Presidential message on the anniversary of the Emancipation Proclamation. When you think about it, and we'll get into this in a sec, but when you think about it, what the Emancipation Proclamation was the freeing of the slaves, the separation that exists between the South, the Democrats, that's where they came from, the slave owners, also the Democrats, the people that wanted to control others' lives, the Democrats, versus the North, who, for the most part, were non-slave owners. And this is where the Republican Party started, government of the people, all that nonsense, right? So here we are. Interesting timing. Happy New Year, in our quincentennial New Year. So on January 1st, this is Trump's words, I assume, or at least it's from the White House. On January 1st, 1863, President Abraham Lincoln signed the legendary Emancipation Proclamation, one of the most significant documents in human history, and a grand edict that paved the way to the liberation of millions of slaves and the full glory of the American promise. As the bloody Civil War raged into its second year and the nation fought to preserve the Union, President Lincoln made a fit and necessary military decree that would redefine the entire conflict. With the Emancipation Proclamation declaring that those held in slavery in the rebellious states shall be then, thenceforward and forever free, the purpose of the war shifted, and every Union advance now carried with it a blazing torch of liberty, justice, and dignity for all. The Emancipation Proclamation set the stage for the ultimate abolition of slavery, culminating the ratification of the 13th Amendment nearly 2 years later. It endures to this day as a monumental testament to the divine truth that equality is a sacred birthright granted not by the government, but by the hand of Almighty God. It signaled the dawn of a new day in our nation's journey towards liberty and the inalienable rights of every citizen. Its signing remains a morally defining moment in our national story and an enduring legacy of President Lincoln's conviction that our country, which launched a revolution in the pursuit of freedom and human dignity, is the last best hope on earth. Today is President Lincoln's honor. We recommit to the eternal truth that the United States of America is blessed by God, is bound together by justice, and was, is, and will forever be a great nation. This is no accident. Folks, you are alive during one of, if not the most historic moment on this planet. God put you here for a reason. Got some weird stuff going on in the world, so let's get that out of the way. And then we got some dead people at the end, so just prepare for that. But anyway. Magnitude 6.3 earthquake strikes near Mexico City. Pretty big earthquake. Supposedly interrupted Claudia Scheinbaum's little thing, so maybe God was trying to shut her up. Who knows? Here she was. She just walked off like it was ain't no thing but a chicken wing on a string. I thought that was strange. But yeah, she's just chilling like a villain.
¿Dónde está?
¿Dónde está? She's just like... She's just walking away. No biggie. Yeah, come on. No, seriously, there's tacos outside. Let's go. Or burritos. You Texans, you guys are crazy out there. Miss my buddy Nick, man. Those Texas jokes are usually geared towards him. Anyways, at least one person died and dozens injured in a train head-on collision near the ruins of Machu Picchu in Peru. It was horrible. First off, that there was head-on. I hope to God this was like a tourist train and wasn't going like, 80, 90 miles an hour, because that's just crazy. But still, head-on collisions with trains, that sucks bad. This is so much mass and a lot of stopping quickly and just, nothing good about that at all. Even a little. Shucky darn. Let's see. What was this? Amsterdam church engulfed by fire on New Year's Eve. It's just kind of not cool, catching a church on fire. It was supposedly a firework maybe that hit it. Hopefully. Don't know. Before we get into all the crazy stuff, I wanted to talk at least real quick about my wonderful, one of my favorite products. In fact, I just finished my bottle. Where the hell's the second one? I grabbed a new one, and I don't know where I put it. But anyway, I finally finished it this morning. And again, it's a month's supply. You keep getting it. It's awesome. But what it does, Stem Active, this particular one, helps enhance your stem cell creating in your body. Like as we age, your stem cells start to decrease. Your stem cells are the cells that heal you, that can become any part of the body. They're a cell that can become any cell in the body. They're unique. They're awesome. You want a lot of them. They help tremendously. I was having issues with my shoulder. It was hurting when I was working out. I dislocated it in the past. Now, I don't think it's fixed it. And I'll tell you what, I'm not going to hop into a batting cage anytime soon and bat right-handed, because that's how I popped it out last time, and that hurt like a mo. God, and I popped it out a few times. It's in my life, and it just freaking hurts. So, no thank you. But it doesn't hurt when I work out anymore. It took about 3 weeks, and all of a sudden it started working. I've had a lot of people tell me the same thing. There's a lot of different parts of our bodies that kind of wear out a little bit and need a little help replenishing. Well, stem cells do that. That's what stem cells do. Stem Active just helps you create more of them. There's a gel. There's pills. I like the pills. They're just way easier. I actually got some extra gel. I'm probably going to do if you guys are crazy and you got my email address and I tend to talk to you and you want to try it, I've got like 3 packs. I'll give it to the first 3 people that ask for it. I'll mail it to you. We'll just keep it simple. But because I've got some of this and I want you guys to try it. My girlfriend was doing it and then she stopped. She's still doing the Amaze collagen. She's double dipping on that one. So we've got to continue that process as well. But yeah, Amaze is going to help you. It's collagen peptides, one of those things you want to do. I think it said everything on that. We also have it for pets, by the way, Stem Active, as I jump around in a commercial, which is never a good idea. But Amaze collagen peptides helps with your hair, helps with your joints, helps with your skin. A lot of you guys that are maybe doing my Feel Great program, you're going to be losing some weight. You might want to make sure you got some collagen going on. It's going to help your body with this adjustment process as well. Skin, sagging, joints, soreness, anything like that. And not that product causes anything but weight loss, but you will notice. And you will notice your skin is better, your hair is growing better. Again, it's just amazing how collagen works. It is a liquid and it is peptide, which means it's the smallest little molecule that it can be, and it absorbs almost immediately into your system. Like right from the stomach, a lot of it absorbs, and then anything else, as soon as it gets into the upper intestine, it's already absorbed. A lot of the powders don't necessarily do that, by the way, guys, those that you mix in with your stuff. If you notice any of the granules on the side of the cup after you're done drinking it, and you're just like, that's what it does to your stomach, by the way. Those little particles go all around the sides of your stomach. They actually create some weird problems with being able to digest properly because they kind of take up space that they shouldn't be, and they kind of get stuck in there for a while. So it's careful. It's like concrete. Stuff's not necessarily. This is liquid. It's liquid. It's always liquid. It's going to be liquid. It's not going to transition on you. So it's an insanely good version of collagen. Balance for ladies going through the transition. Just a lot of people are talking how this is changing their life. Some that have been are on the synthetic hormones, some that aren't. They both have amazing experiences with this. If you're having a hard time with the discomforts, let's call it, that transitioning through the baby making years is causing. This is a resounding yay from a lot of ladies out there. I highly recommend you try it out. It will bring literally balance back to your life. You'll sleep better. You'll feel better temperatures. You'll have better moods. Generally, they'll be a little more consistent anyways, and your relationships will probably improve a little too. Makes a difference. Balance is doing exactly that. Prime just helps more oxygen travel through your blood in a simple. It's awesome. It gives you energy. And that's how you notice it. It's just more energy. And it's hard to explain. You don't feel necessarily different, but when you do stuff, you notice you're not nearly as winded or tired or any of that as you used to be. It's odd, but it's a nitric oxide booster. It literally just helps your blood carry more oxygen, period. And oxygen's energy. That's what it all comes down to. So more oxygen, more energy. People that are working out, you definitely want to be checking this one out. This is definitely one of the products you should be trying out. And like I said, STEM Active is for pets as well. It's about half the price of what you pay for a human. One of the greatest products out there. Probably should have had the thing on the screen the whole time, but Healthy Home. danradiostyle.healthyhome.com. That's danradiostyle.healthyhome.com. danradiostyle.healthyhome.com. That's fantastic. All right, let's get into some crazy... The difference between us and them. I was choosing this word difference just because, we're not supposed to label, right, the other side because that creates that division thing that we've got going on. But again, there's still this group of people that want to tell everybody else what to do. That's problematic, right? If someone's like barking at my face, I'm like, I'm holding you back, right? We don't necessarily. Don't tread on me, I won't tread on you. It's cool. We're all going to get along just fine. But there's a lot that, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that, you should do this, you should do that. And there's both sides of the fence, by the way, that do this. This post came out. And this is just the difference, I think. Ms. Muckraker put this out. Bloody hell. I'm assuming they're British. There are 193 recognized countries in the world, and 177 of them receive U.S. taxpayer money. 177 out of 193. 0 countries provide ongoing bilateral foreign aid or taxpayer-funded financial assistance to the United States in any way. The U.S. provides to 177 nations. That's 91.7% of the world. The white men who founded this country and drove its economic growth literally fund the whole world. Yet, white people are told we are trash, horrible, racists, and not needed. It is absolutely insane. 100% agree. NPR CEO, she refused internal demands to resign. They were trying to get her the hell out. She was not good. Now, the one part of this jumped out at me is this middle part here. This person that wrote this article. I've long been a critic of Maher, I don't know how you say her name. Bill Maher is spelled the same way, so maybe it's how you say it. Since her inexplicable selection by the NPR board to lead the media organization. Despite years of objections to NPR's overt bias, many critics genuinely wanted NPR to reverse course and adopt more balanced coverage. That is why when NPR was searching for a new CEO, I encouraged the board to hire a moderate figure without a history of political advocacy or controversy. Instead, the board selected Catherine Maher, a former Wikipedia CEO widely criticized for her highly partisan and controversial public statements. She was the personification of advocacy journalism, even declaring that the First Amendment is the number one challenge that makes it tricky to censor or modify content as she would like. Wikipedia. Maher, whatever, supported deplatforming anyone she deems to be fascist and even suggested that she might support punching Nazis. Would that include Ukrainians? She also declared that our reverence for the truth might be a distraction in getting things done. Yeah, the pesky Constitution. So again, this is the lady that was running NPR, refused to step down. The board hires this type of person anyway. Yeah, NPR was never meant to be anything other than a communist mouthpiece. Mouthpiece, I should say. Elon Musk responds to a whole bunch of Somali people that are making kind of threats to him, or at least veiled threats. And it's happening, of course, on TikTok, because, China still controls that, I believe. I haven't seen that officially handed over yet. Libs of TikTok posted this. The Somali TikToker who mocked Americans had a meltdown over Elon Musk and appeared to threaten his life. Said, quote, "I wouldn't worry too much about him. He about to die." End quote. Probably went to the Leering Center, but whatever. Another TikToker, I guess, Somali TikToker mocks Americans and is angry that Somali fraudster is being exposed. Quote, "The infidels who don't wash the shit out of their asses," I don't know why that's where they draw the lines, "are coming for us." That was translated, of course. Why did they asterisk asses but not shit? And again, back in the olden days, supposedly that came from ship high in transit. It's where they put manure, they ship it high because if it mixed with water, which stuff at the bottom tended to do, it actually could combust. Seawater and shit don't mix well. So it was told you were supposed to ship it high, up tall, in transit. Ship high in transit. Anyway, funny little factoid that someone's probably going to tell me it's not true. They got mad at me for the Santa Claus thing. I still think Coca-Cola had something to do with it, but there's a little bit of a urban myth around that, so I was probably wrong on that one, but still. Elon Musk says, then it's war, he's saying to this lady who said he about to die, So, yeah, America is toast if the radical left wins. They will open the floodgates to illegal immigration and fraud. Won't be America anymore, is what Elon Musk is saying, and that's what he means by war. We are at war against the fraud. But this is what they're trying to do. Well, I've got more examples of it, too. So, 2 members of Space Force, who, they're armed services. I don't know why we would assume they're necessarily politically affiliated, whatever the case is. This couple with their child were out of town, and apparently someone broke into their Washington, D.C. home. Big surprise, National Guard aren't there anymore. Broke into their D.C. home, literally killed their cat, and then caught their house on fire. Yeah, just 2 active duty. And then they wrote on their car out front, F Trump and F the Space Force, because Trump made it. Very strange, very odd political issue, like they hating the Space Force too, because Trump made that. Trump derangement syndrome is a very interesting thing. And it's literally going to be the destruction of people. And we are literally watching people destruct, implode, explode, all the above. You don't necessarily want to be around one of them when they do. This is one of those things where anything can happen anywhere, but at the same time, it doesn't have to. What you're sending out, what you're vibing is going to play a part, but these people are all over. Almost every one of us probably knows many of them, have family members that fall into this category. They justify violence. They think violence is okay. They think hurting or harming somebody is okay. As long as it furthers their goal, it's okay. It's justified. I was trying to do my thing better. Yeah, so what? I hurt you. Whoopee. My thing got better. 2,274 people were shot in Chicago in 2025. Good job, Brandon. Probably why you've got the lowest popularity of any mayor, I think, ever in the history of mayors. Well done. 2,274. Break it down, that's quite a lot per day. 365 days in a year. Math's not real good, but let's call it, 8-ish? 7-ish? Somewhere around there. A day. Every single day. All day, every day. We're going to have some shooting. Zoran Mamdani, he didn't waste any time. This is fantastic. I literally love this. I think it's horrific, and we're about to watch something crazy happen, but it's like a train wreck's going to happen. I can't wait to see it. I'm sorry. I don't live in New York. I don't like New York. I told you guys. I think it's a nasty city. It's gross. Put the trash on the side of the road. Supposedly that's gotten better, but whatever. And all you people that love it, I'm sorry. I know there's probably a bunch of you. The city sucks. It's gross. It's loud. I don't like it. It's not my style. It's beautiful here. It's quiet. It's nice. It's peaceful. Needless to say, it's going to get wild in New York in so many ways. Here's Mayor Zoran Mamdani getting straight into socialism. Boom.
I was elected as a democratic socialist, and I will govern as a democratic socialist. will not abandon my principles for fear of being deemed radical. As the great senator from Vermont once said, what's radical is a system which gives so much to so few and denies so many people the basic necessities of life. We will strive each day to ensure that no New Yorker is priced out of any one of those basic necessities. And throughout it all, we will, in the words of Jason Terrence Phillips, better known as Jadakiss or Jay to the Moi, be outside. Because this...
I don't even know what that means, which is awesome. I'm glad I don't. And someone's sure going to tell me. I don't really care. But when you start rent controlling and stuff like that, you screw over owners. I think a lot of the owners have been wanting and trying to get out, probably the smart ones, for well over a year now. If they got out already, awesome. If they haven't, they're screwed. And a lot of them might just walk away from properties. I'm not quite sure how this is going to play out, but this will likely destroy the real estate market in New York. Commercial real estate probably too, because who's going to want, you can't live there. You can't live in the city. You would obviously have to commute in, that means you're taking a subway? I mean, that's not a good idea. Oh, this is going to be all sorts of fun. This is just going to be just horrible for them. So yeah, also, New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani issues executive order revoking all executive orders signed by Eric Adams after September 26, 2024, the date of Adams' indictment. Literally revoking everything that Adams did. Now, this is awesome because he's kind of setting precedent. Trump basically did it with everything with the auto pen. So, actually, Trump set the precedent probably, but it works. So there you go. This is going to be very interesting to see what happens. And also, kind of a fun experiment to see how they unravel all that stuff, too, for that matter. That's going to take some efforts, but there you go. Welcome to New York. California, sucking, well, probably equally as bad. Who knows? We'll see. It's a neck and neck. We're fighting. Which one of us sucks the worst? We'll see. I mean, Chicago shot 2,248 people, or whatever it was.
Karen Bass is destroying the city. Thanks to Mayor Karen Bass cutting the LAFD budget, the fire department now has 90 vacancies they can't fill. 90. As a result, the LAFD is now restricting its firefighters from taking paid leave so they can plug the holes in their department. Here's the letter that LAFD Chief Hurricane Jamie Moore just sent out to his firefighters, thanking them for saving lives during the Christmas flooding and rewarding them by saying, hey, thanks for spending your Christmas holiday away from your families and risking your lives for everyone. And as a way to show my appreciation, I am blocking you from taking vacation time. What the heck is going on with this city? Karen Bass is endangering all of us by underfunding this department. We already saw my town burn down due to insufficient resources, and now because Mayor Bass is prioritizing money for homeless drug addicts, we have 90 vacancies in the fire department and firefighters having their vacation time canceled, leaving us dangerously vulnerable when the next emergency hits, only in Karen Bass's LA.
Karen Bass is communist. She loves the Castro fella down there in Cuba, or Cuba, as they say. What, Cubano? I don't know. I think that's the person, right? I think you're Cuban if you're Cubano. Anyway, whatever. I will constantly indulge you guys with my ignorance. Washington State Attorney General warns citizen journalists to stop investigating Somali daycares or face potential hate crime charges. Oh, the game is on now. Is that what you're saying, AG? Unfortunately, another place I can never go again. Probably. Friggin' Washington State. Probably get arrested. My office has received outreach from members of the Somali community after report of home-based daycare providers being harassed and accused of fraud with little or no fact-checking. First off, it depends how you're accusing someone. If you're just calling them a fraud, you can say whatever the hell you want. Harassed? That's a legal definition. So Washington State's about to, well, they're about to learn the pains of having communism running your city. We'll see what happens. We'll see how they handle it. Ultimately, are there people there that are wanting to fight for Washington? Personally, I think it rains too much. I moved when I was younger, right? So I've had my time. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Here is just one more thing that's going to piss you off about, I believe it's Maine and Minnesota that this gentleman is speaking to specifically. The fraud is breaking open so wide. The election scheming, I don't know. Part of me is wondering if they're going to float through one more election just with all of this and see what happens. I hope not. I hope we still get fair elections, because the overwhelming red shift will be, that'll be it. It'll be telling. We'll finally hit that 80+% marker, and then, how this plays out, again, is I am eating popcorn. I am loving this. It's freaking awesome. Needless to say, here's the next part of awesome in my mind anyways.
Two F's come to mind. The first being fraud by design. This wasn't an accident. This didn't just happen. It's a system that's designed by the left for people in their social circles. It starts all the way at the top of the federal government with the Obama administration, promulgated even more by the Biden administration. It runs down to the states, to governors across the country, including Governors Walz and Governor Mills. And even at the local level, you see the bad actors, you read the headlines, you see what's happening right here in Maine, certainly in Minnesota, and I would agree with what's been said so far that this is just the tip of the iceberg, folks. The other F is financial Armageddon. That's what we're heading for. If you don't think that the Trump administration is serious about getting a handle on this, you're probably on another planet. This is going to have implications for the state of Maine in the billions with a B of dollars. This will spell financial Armageddon for our state. We have got to get a handle on this problem.
I feel like he should have had a third F word. Things are better in threes anyway. I don't know who his director was in this particular marketing scheme, but fuck should have been one of those words. What the friggity frick? Deputy Secretary, HHS Jim, I guess that's his name, HHS_Jim. What's up, Jim? Says, follow the money. In regards to J.D. Vance's post, J.D. Vance said, turning off payments and forcing verification before taxpayer money flows out the door is one of the most important steps we can take to end fraud in Minnesota. Yeah, it's 100%. SBA, the Small Business Association, suspended 7,000 Minnesota borrowers over suspected fraudulent activity. It gets kind of worse for them. So she also says, over the last week, SBA has reviewed thousands of potentially fraudulent pandemic-era PPP and EIDL loans approved in Minnesota. She continued, today our agency took action to suspend 6,900 Minnesota borrowers amid suspected fraudulent activity. In total, these borrowers were approved for 7,900 PPP and EIDL loans worth approximately $400 million. Damn. Almost $500 million. These individuals will be banned from all SBA loan programs, including disaster loans, going forward. A friggin' nuclear bomb could go off in Minneapolis, and y'all ain't getting nothing. Fraud. They continue. We will also refer every case where appropriate to federal law enforcement for prosecution and repayment. Ooh, biatch. And kicking your punk ass out of the state, country, world, I don't know, whatever. Put you on a Musk rocket and see how good you are up there with hey, we need you to fix some of the Starlink satellites. Here's a space suit. See how long you last. You're going to float up there for probably about a year. Anyways, after years, the American people will finally begin to see the criminals who stole from law-abiding taxpayers held accountable. And this is just the first state. Yeah, Kelly Loeffler's fighting hard. Remember that name. She's doing a good job. I love the picture of Tim with his giant-ass eyes. And it sucks that I've had to use him every single freaking day this week. It's just weird. But, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like Forrest Gump, right? Forrest Gump, special individual, arguably. I think he's significantly smarter than Tim Waltz, but arguably special. He became super famous. He made his own Bubba Gump shrimp. It's my Bubba Gump shrimp. That's my boat. Right? Tim Waltz is just, dude, when retards fly, I mean, it's beautiful. Proud of him, right? I mean, he's abysmal failure, but I mean, Minnesota mom. She's panicking after this fraud is bad comment in her script. Yeah, like she she didn't want to say it. I don't want to play it. I don't really care. We had enough of all this nonsense. This was pretty messed up. News Nation discovered a building in Minnesota with 60 Somali healthcare companies with signs on the door. And nobody answer.
This building right behind me has 22 different home and community-based healthcare companies registered in the building. It's only 4 floors. I walked in there yesterday trying to find a number of them. Many of them appear to be just window fronts, door fronts, with nobody behind. So same story, different location. We're here in St. Paul at this building, which looks like a warehouse or a dilapidated old building. Inside this building, there are 60 registered home and community healthcare organizations inside this one building. We're here in Northeast Minneapolis, and we're at a building that I believe is on the radar of authorities. They have questions about it. A lot of the businesses in here are home healthcare businesses. Of the total businesses, there's 37. 17 of them are home healthcare businesses. There's just layer upon layer upon layer of fraud throughout this city, Jessica. As for whether Governor Walz is going to testify before the Oversight Committee, that remains to be seen. We asked him at his office if he was going to testify, and we have yet to hear back.
Yeah, it's a bunch of things, man. You definitely want to go to otfspecial.com, sir. I love you. I love you, brother. And I think when you live in Minnesota, you need a little extra. It's cold up there, right? You're up there by Santa Claus. So, of course. He's got good, seems good circulation, though, right? Getting points on that one. Anywho, yes, what the fudge is going on? I want to know who owns the buildings. I think that's part of this. Like, it's just layers. Like, again, this is multidimensional chess, man. This is just layers, all right? So who owns the buildings? All right, there's going to be a consistent group of people that own these buildings and probably across many states. All right, who are they? Who are they funding? What loans are they getting? Like the umbrella, and they are doing this, trust me. It's not the Anons that are necessarily going to figure this out. And if not, one of the Anons will hear one of us talking about it and be like, oh shit, good idea. Either way, it all works. 500 illegal immigrants arrested in Minnesota. 1,000 immigration fraud cases have been investigated thus far, at least as of January 2nd, 2026. This is our quincentennial anniversary. I pray I'm getting that right. If it is our quincentennial, whatever. California Democrats, well, they're concerned. Because Nick Shirley's like, no, I'm coming to California next. And they're like, no. I'm assuming he sounds like that. That guy looked Indian.
Oh, there's massive fraud in California. I mean, the homelessness has just increased as they receive more money. And that's just one part of it. And like you talked about the light rail and everything like that. Yeah, the fraud is like crazy in California, and they have the highest taxes.
Yeah, they want more.
Yeah.
Nick, has anybody approached you about this thing? I tweeted it about it. I had never heard about it, but these guys educated me on it, called Quitan, which is this framework where you can actually sue on behalf of the state and on behalf of taxpayers. Has anybody approached you about thinking about using all of the information that you've garnered to try to launch some of these lawsuits, or no?
Yeah, I actually had somebody reach out to me the other day about it. So I'm going to actually hop on a phone call with that guy.
Yeah, also, as I understand it, some of these whistleblower laws reward the whistleblower with something like 20 to 30% of amounts
up to 50% in some cases.
Yeah, that are, I don't know if it's like fines or it's amounts that are recaptured.
Yeah.
But I don't know, Nick, you could become a billionaire here just with all the billions you've exposed.
I know, right? I got to sit down and figure it out.
I know that's not why you're in it, but
you'd be the most well-loved billionaire in America if you did.
Absolutely. Well, the way to do it is, since you're drafting off of these other news reports, is to set up your own tip line. So, Nick, what's your website? Or do you have a website where people can donate? And do you have a tip line? Because you wouldn't get the whistleblower awards for the stuff Fox 9's been doing for a decade, but for the next one, you could. So what is your website where people can donate, Nick?
Yeah, everything just on social media. So they can message me on any platform. I should probably get a website going.
Nick, what's your social media handle where people can DM you and donate?
Yeah, it's just Nick Shirley. And if you go on X, I do have my tips section open. So if you would like to donate there, that gives them all the, perfect, whether it be Venmo, Cash App, crypto, you can all do it right there.
So x.com/Nick Shirley. You can go right there and you can tip if you want to support this kind of research. Well done, Nick.
Thank you.
Surely you can't be serious. I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. I've said it once. I've said it 1,000 times. Gray matter back. Lap if almost down, not take TCB in. I say slice of the say I want to see. Pray to Jag, get the same old, same old. Knock yourself a pro, Slick. Just saying. For those that speak jive. Of course, Leave It to Beaver's mother did, if you guys remember the movie. I love that movie. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. It shouldn't surprise anybody. Whatever. Trump-backed Massey challenger. This guy's taking Massey down. Freaking dislike Massey. There's a bunch of them. Kentucky is really fudged up right now. We're going to talk about that in a second. Because it's like it's been bugging the hell out of me, and it finally popped up, and I'm like, ah, ha, 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 ha. There was angels singing, like light shined on me out of nowhere. I was like, what the fuck? That never happens. It was an amazing moment. We'll get there. Trump-backed Massey challenger, Ed Galleran. Huh. He raises eye-popping $1.2 million in the fourth quarter. That's shake weight. That's a shake weight. That's all that was. I just, every once in a while, your body naturally does the shake weight movement when, So here's a weird story. A fraud report, they're calling this. Massey, I see Massey's name. That's funny. The word's massive. Whoops. Massive driver's license fraud has been exposed in Democrat-run Kentucky under Governor Andy Beshear. Illegal and non-citizens paying $200 cash dollars under the table to skip tests, bypass Homeland Security checks, and get Kentucky licenses illegally. Thousands have now been revoked after whistleblower exposed the scam. Employees fired, but Beshear, I think it is, tried hiding it all. Yesterday, a court found, it should be Beshear, probably, right? I don't know what the frick this dude's stupid name is. This is Beshear. It's probably Beshear. Administration violated the state open records laws, and the judge forced release of the 2,300 records. This is how they rigged the system for illegal votes and open borders chaos. They're doing it everywhere. Everywhere. Again, one of these people that owns one of these buildings, that's all these businesses are in. Find every building they own. What businesses are there? Now we found all the other businesses. The data points, you can connect them from so many ways. I love data. I freaking love data. Oh, man, that's the part of the job I miss. I loved writing queries. I loved it. It was fun as hell. Orsted sues Trump administration over project suspension. This is the company that just got shafted out of a bunch of this stuff. Orsted is a company from it's over there and over by Finland and all that. I think kind of in that it's Europe-ish. It's not us. Trying to find Denmark or some shit like that, like wherever the hell that is. It's over there. This is their company. Where was it? I found it. Lost it again. This is going to be an interesting lawsuit because that's part of what I think the national security issue is. And they're suing. So to me, Orsted feels kind of, I just did that like black and white it. I don't know. It's probably way more complex than this, but just the simple like kind of go with this direction. Orsted company, deep state, they were trying to set up devices that would intentionally mess with our ability for sonar and radar because the vibrations travel down these tubes into the water. That makes noise. And that's probably the biggest problem is the sonar component to it. Because the chance of somebody parking a sub right off our coast, and we got all these stupid windmills, they're going to park right next to one of them. There's no way we'd know they got there. Because it's too loud. I think this company was, I think they're part of it. I just think they're part of this whole scheme. And then there's probably some, stupid dude that's in charge of this company that's just rich, right? Snorting blow off of hookers' asses, and, life's good. Living the dream, they say. Appeals court blocks Hawaii's climate change tourist tax on cruise ships. Interesting. Whatever the case is, it's funny that Hawaii's their argument is we're doing this, we're taking this tax because the weather has affected us, And so we're using this to deal with that. Now, I assume this is because of the Lahaina fires, right? Lahaina fires, right? Because the climate change is what caused that vertical energy weapon that caused cyclones, and then they just blocked roads so people would die. That moment, that was climate change's fault. In the middle of the ocean, by the way, no offense, but you're in the middle of the ocean, the most non-flammable place on the planet. And somehow you guys burnt yourself down. Please. You got freaking water everywhere. Aloha. Ay, ay, ay. Do I have any Hawaiians that watch me? I doubt it now. Anyways, fucking ass. Trump defends overwhelming benefits of tariffs ahead of the SCOTUS thing. We want to keep this on the hot burner. Just want to. This is coming up. Again, I've said my thoughts on what I think is going to kind of happen. I don't know. I mean, what my take is. I don't know how else they move forward. I don't know. I'm curious. You guys throw in the comments, man. You got an idea how they pull this off. But ultimately, if we take away tariffs, we're fudged, kind of. This is what's going to save us through the collapse, is tariffs. It's actual real money. It's real money on real products, on real stuff. It's real. And that would tie back to the Treasury, most likely, which starts to give the Treasury power, which gets away from the central bank. They can't have that. So there's a whole lot of things. How controlled is the Supreme Court? This will be the telling case. I think it'll be 5-4. I think they're going to basically say if Congress wants to take this power away from the president, then Congress needs to handle it. We'll see, because this is a big one. This is a big one. If it goes the other direction, this is where things get very bumpy. Trump's got other options, but, oh, man, that would be a big deal. So we'll see what happens next. Jack Smith undermined testimony of J6 committee star witness, which is kind of funny because we made fun of this chick. I mean, aside from the fact that she's reasonably attractive. Looks like that Elizabeth character, by the way, on anybody that's ever watched Blacklist. We're on the last season. So don't spoiler it for me, all right? We're on season 10. And any of you that actually attempt to, I'm going to be very angry with you. But yeah, I'm finally just, I took the plastic off the 10th disc. We haven't opened it yet. 10th season, I should say. Very good show, by the way. Very good show. They were talking about stuff definitely a few years ahead of schedule. Of course, they have to broadcast it, but very interesting. The cabal and everything. It was it was done in a good way, too. I don't know. I'm not getting a weird vibe. It's like very yeah, this is totally what we do. It's interesting. Needless to say, Cheney, I don't miss her at all. This even friggin' Jack Smith's like, I can't use her testimony. Her testimony's horrible. Long story short. What, my testimony? Yeah, your testimony sucks. Elon Musk calls on Senate Republicans to nuke the filibuster. I think it's time to start making noise on this. Again, I was against it at first.
It's time for Republicans to do what they have to do, and that's terminate the filibuster. It's the only way you can do it. And if you don't terminate the filibuster, you'll be in bad shape. We won't pass any legislation. There'll be no legislation passed for 3.25. We have 3.25 years, so it's a long time. But when they can't do an extension, and John, I think they've done an extension every single time they've ever been asked forever. This is the first time they haven't done an extension. Extensions are supposed to be easy, but if they won't do an extension, they won't do any bill, even a simple bill. And we should do our own bills. We should get out. We should do our own bills. We should open up. We should start tonight with the country's open. Congratulations. Then we should pass voter ID. We should pass no mail-in voting. We should pass all the things that we want to pass, make our elections secure and safe, because California is a disaster. Many of the states are disasters. But can you imagine when they vote almost unanimously against voter ID? All we want is voter ID. You go to a grocery store, you have to give ID. You go to a gas station, you give ID. But for voting, they want no voter ID. That's only for one reason, because they cheat. We would pass that in 15 minutes. If you don't get it, you'll never pass that. You'll never talk about mail-in ballots. Mail-in ballots make it automatically corrupt. If you have mail-in ballots, automatically it's correct. Even Jimmy Carter, they had the Carter Commission after he got out of office, and he had a group of very distinguished people, Democrats and Republicans, and they passed, they recommended things take place. It was a long time ago. And they said about mail-in ballots, if there is mail-in ballots, there will definitely be corruption because, they pass through too many hands. I mean, you go in to vote and they want you cut.
Okay, so I guess what was misleading to me was there was a picture of Elon Musk. I thought at some point he was going to speak. That was somewhat misrepresenting. This again is, expect that, I guess. Anyway, so we'll see if they can do it. If they do, it goes to majority, just like the House. The Senate did save us with that, by the way, back in the past, because it didn't have 60 votes. So there's been times where it's protected us, and there's been times where it hasn't. So again, it's a very, I don't know. Trump's playing the cards the way Trump's playing the cards, and I don't know if he's trying to ramp us up or if he's just trying to put pressure on the Senate. The Senate's a waste of time. We got to find a way to get stuff passed, and he needs people approved, and we need to get some people that will actually follow the law in some of these states that insist on having blue people only. Can't do it. Texas Dem is seeking Cornyn's seat. He's bringing in nearly $7 million haul. So this is a guy that's trying to get Jasmine Crockett's spot, I think, or trying to get her nomination, anywho. But he's seeking the party nomination. He's raising a bunch of money. His name is Talarico. So whoever's running for that, he currently holds the seat, but faces contentious primary against Attorney General Ken Paxton and Rep. Wesley Hunt. Well, this shouldn't even be a thing. Maybe I'm wasting time talking about this guy. Whatever. Pay attention out there, guys. Wherever this race is, making noise. Best I can do. Seems like a small area, but important though. All right, what do we got? Silver. Well, silver rebounded a wee bit today. Not surprised. It's going to go flying past 80 here at some point. There's a lot of paper contracts. There's a whole mess of things that happen. This up-down crashy thing that happened is at the end of the year. This is very bad. It cost the deep state, I would say, billions of dollars. Billions of dollars. There were some shorts that were forced. They were forced to have to pay them. And that's what kind of forced the price down, to my understanding, or they did something weird to force it, whatever the case is. But yeah, they're doing some shenanigans, and it's not going to hold. This is going to explode through, especially with China right now. I guess China's got a cheaper version of silver, but these contracts were expiring. Like, I'm hearing all sorts of crazy shit. I don't know, like today, the 2nd, stuff's coming due. So that might be why it's kind of spiking a little bit because, it's the reality is setting in. Gold and silver is protection. You don't stay there. Once we get through this bump in the road, you're going to almost immediately want to get out. You're not going to be like, 10 years from now, I'm still in gold and silver. Probably not. The second we get into treasury notes that are backed by gold and silver, if I were you, I'd be cashing out hard. Even if you got to pay taxes in some weird way, shape, or form, who cares? I would cash out as much of that as you can. The initial offering, I don't know. It'd be hard to say if it's better than it will be, but I can't. Like, the second they do that, they're probably going to make a pretty sweet, I don't know, they fucked us in 1913 or whatever. They bought back all the gold from everybody. They forced you to sell it, and then they turned around and then raised the price, I think $10, and then they based the currency off of that. So actually, it might be smart to wait through that first step. Hopefully they don't do it like that. But you're already there, is my point. Gold is what holds the inflationary number. Like, it floats. It's the bobber on the water, if you will. I mean, there's some flex upward, if you will. But for the most part, if inflation's going up, the price of gold's going up. If inflation's going down, the price of gold's going down. If some sort of weird evaluation happens, the price of gold drops significantly. It is the determiner. It's the equal line. It is the bobber in the water. You're not going to get rich off gold. What you will do is save your buying power. Because here's the thing, okay? This coin right here, and it's a stupid example. People hear me all the time. This coin right here, what about your handmade tailored suit back in 1913? It's worth $30 or $20 or whatever. Handmade tailored suit. Dude cut it all, measured you and all that stupid shit. This, $20. Today, handmade tailored suit, $4,300. The dollars are stupid. The dollars are fake. This holds the value. It's a suit. Didn't get rich. It's just worth what a suit costs. It saved my buying power. What does your money in your 401k or your IRA buy you right now? That's what it'll save you. Price of houses don't go up because they get better. They go up because of inflation. Period. End of story. That is why. You guys should watch the video. I just finally uploaded it. The guy, Pete, he's a good guy. It was good. It was a really cool interview. Good guy. We're going to have him back on. We're going to have him back on actually after Powell drops out. He says he's got all sorts of things he wants to talk about with that. So he's going to become like kind of somebody I bring on every once in a while to talk about some crazy financial stuff. Good guy. I like him. You should check out the video. I put it all my platforms. So any place you watch me, you should be able to see in my recent video history. By the way, make sure you subscribe, please. And today on X, I posted all the different crazy sites. So if you haven't gotten on X, it's, what is it, at OTF, what was it, DRS at OTF, I think it is, or with what the hell? I'll find it here in a second. It'll come up. I don't even know what the hell it is. What is it? I'm probably logged in somewhere. Check it out here. What is my name? I don't even know my name. Say my name, say my name. I don't even know if I'm logged in. Where the hell am I? There I am. OTF with DRS. There it is. Good Lord. OTF with DRS. With spelled out. OTF with DRS. So go to X. Find me there. I just posted it. So if you're not sure where the hell to find me, if you're somehow listening to this and they've blocked up because I'm a little weird image on the bottom of the screen and you can't see the stories I'm doing, yeah, just go to that, hopefully, OTF with DRS at twitter.com, just to make it difficult for the edit. All that said, what do we got? Lost track of myself. Yeah, not there. Health we haven't got to. Yeah, that's where I was, right there. Yeah. So go, yeah, you want to go to drslikesgold.com. So I distracted myself. drslikesgold.com. drslikesgold.com. Move the money over tax-free, penalty-free. As much of it as you can. It's all it comes down to, buying power. How much buying power can you move over? It's diversification, yes, but we're going through some crazy times, especially with the Federal Reserve. Inflation's gone up. Price of gold's gone up way faster than the value of your stock. That's the thing you want to look at. And I don't mean the stock trading. I would actually look at like the literal spot price because that's a little different than paper. For gold, it works pretty easy, but for silver, it's vastly different often. Look at the way your stocks perform versus the way gold's performed, and that's the difference between inflation right there. That's the buying power you lost. That difference, or that delta, that we'd call it, that is your loss of buying power. Literally lost buying power. Yeah, stock markets. But I'm hearing it's going to go up to 60,000. So maybe it doesn't crash. Maybe it's just going to itself to death. I don't know, but the money's worthless. New chairman coming in soon. Hopefully changes come. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but drslikesgold.com. Get as much of it as you can moved over tax-free, penalty-free. Tax-free, penalty-free. Get up to 10% free silver. And if you can call within 20 minutes, you're going to get a Ronald Reagan coin. It's 0.999% pure gold. It's a half ounce. It's worth a bunch. It's got Ronald Reagan on the front. Super cool. Get your kit. Learn how you can protect yourself with a precious metals IRA. Hold that buying power. It's literally physical metals held into a trust. It's yours. Physical metals. You can have the metals sent to you. There's literally a tube with your name. And up to 10% free silver. Silver's a multiplier baked in. You guys are missing out on the opportunity if you don't get out of their stupid system. You're losing buying power every freaking day. Get out. drslikesgold.com. drslikesgold.com. Get out of the system fast. All right, we got some health news. Some cool stuff here. RFK Jr., he's stopping doctors from having to report patient vaccine status. No longer do doctors have to report that status. Whatever their vaccines are, that's cool. If you want to sell them, groovy. If you don't, groovy. Well done. We got changes happening, folks. Crackdown on the junk food banned in 5 states starting today. People are pissed about this. We'll play this, though. This might be interesting.
Several states tonight are set to change which items people can buy from the grocery store with their federal food benefits. Now, the restrictions, which begin tomorrow, target junk food. Meg Oliver reports on the impact.
Giving up junk food may sound like a New Year's resolution, but for some SNAP recipients, it will soon be the law. On New Year's Day, 5 states will prohibit items such as soft drinks or candy from being purchased through SNAP. By the fall of 2026, that will balloon to 18 states.
It's about nutrition, and there's no nutrition in these products. We shouldn't be paying for them with taxpayer money.
The move is part of the government's Make America Healthy Again initiative, designed to reduce obesity and chronic diseases like diabetes.
We all agree that we want people to have opportunities to have healthier foods.
Stephanie Silvera is a public health professor at Montclair State University.
This sounds like a good thing, but is there a risk to this as well?
Of course, we don't have a good definition of what do we actually mean by ultra-processed foods, right? Where are we drawing those lines?
Hawaii's limits apply to just soft drinks, Indiana to soda and candy, and South Carolina to candy, energy drinks, soft drinks, and sweetened beverages. One South Carolina shopper favors the ban.
I used to buy candy all the time, and then we'd run out of food sometimes.
But Silvera is concerned it could make the problem worse.
If what we're simply doing is cutting access to those foods without also providing better access or more affordable access to healthy foods, we're going to see a lot more people go hungry.
That's because healthier food tends to be more expensive. Silvera suggests adding a tax on less healthy food to bring the cost down on more nutritious choices.
All right, Meg Oliver, thank you.
How about that's what you get, and that's what you get. Now, this will drive the price up. It always does when government money goes to things. But at least it's not going to junk food, which is killing us, by the way. A lot of people are like, oh, no, I can't. Oh, what? I can't. I don't want to eat broccoli. It's like, well, sweetheart, you're 470 pounds overweight right now. Eating some broccoli ain't going to hurt you. Ethics questions swirl around Somalia's UN ambassador tied to Ohio healthcare company. I just want to keep this on the front burner. At least they're talking about it. I like that. This is the guy that's going to be running the UN, United Nations Security Council. He's from Somalia. He's one of the people doing fraud in Ohio. Same dude. Oh, I'm not even on the screen. I'm doing all these little hand gestures. Same dude. Right? Guy's a punk ass. You fill it in. You tell me what that word was. And you win $1 million. Not from me. I don't have it. It's just from God. Hopefully. God's that. Yeah, he's in. All right, so you don't win $1 million. We can take that off the table. You still win. We're going to call you a winner. You're a winner. Fighting breaks out on the Saudi border in oil-rich Yemen region. This is, I don't recall Saudi Arabia fighting anyone. Maybe it was, guys, I could have looked it up, but I don't, generally, Iraq, everyone around them, sure. They've always been just the oil people like, chilling over there. Be like, no, we hate you all. But yeah, they're fighting with Yemen. We've been giving them weapons recently. So now since they got weapons, they're taking care of business on their border. I feel like there's a cleaning going out. And I'm having a hard time with the Israel part of this because so many people hate Israel. And so we're supposed to hate Israel, which kind of makes me not want to hate them. But then I've never trusted the Bibi Netanyahu that's in there. I've never, ever. I've had a bad vibe from him for maybe he's good now. So again, what's happening in the world is very interesting. I know everybody wants certainty. I'm reporting what's going on, and we're going to talk about it. We can speculate. We'll have some fun. I think the people that are saying they know what's going on, if they're Saudi and they're talking about it and they happen to, be related to one of these people, I don't know, maybe. But I think things are happening. I don't think a lot of people know what's going on with this. I think people claim it because it gets clicks, gets money, lots of money, frankly. Like, lots of money. It's a trip. So Saudi warplanes carried out fresh strikes in this Saudi-Yemeni border at Yemen's Hadramaut province. Of course, you guys have been there. That place is awesome. Lots of dirt and stuff. Yeah, dirt. They're everywhere. Dirt. Oh, you want some dirt? That's the dirt place. Dirt capital of the world. Here's some dirt. There's some dirt. Everywhere some dirt. Donald Trump put this out. If Iran shots, he meant shoots, I think, but we always know what to do when letters are missing. I will follow up. Give me a second. If Iran shoots and violently kills peaceful protesters, which is their custom, the United States of America will come to their rescue. We are locked and loaded and ready to go. Thank you for your attention to this matter. President Donald J. Trump. They're pushing for more unrest in Iran. They're on day 4, I think, of rioting or whatever down there. So he says shots. If Iran shots and violently kills. I don't know why it's past tense, but when you search for O in the targets, you do interestingly get this. Enough is enough. And then it got some crazy code in there. And it's also funny because there's owls called out, which is a hawk, a member of the hawk family, and so is the eagle, which has been all over the place with his windmill posts, which was supposedly also Bill Clinton's code name. So here we are with a truth from Trump that might very well be making a call to action. Just a whole bunch of stuff just suddenly went into action. U.S. Israel set a firm 2-month deadline for the full Hamas disarmament. You see that happening? I mean, if it does, that's pretty impressive. Again, this is our quincentennial. It's our quincentennial. You should say it with confidence, Dan, and then everybody will say it like you. I want the word in front of me. Whatever. It's the 250-year anniversary. 2 months. I mean, what does that put us in March? All right. What happens? We'll see. Zelensky picks military intelligence head as new chief. The chief was the dude that's run away. It's weird. We have heard nothing from him or about him. He is hiding big time because there's a big old target on his back probably, or front or head or wherever they put it. I don't know where they put targets. It's on him in that place. Exactly that place. So he's hired a new guy. So the head of intelligence was the guy, and now he's his new chief of staff. He's being controlled. Zelensky has no idea what the hell he's doing other than being a spokeshole, and he is losing that quickly. Russia has responded to terrorist attacks. There's been a number of weird attacks that have happened. I don't know which. I don't think this was the presidential palace yet. I feel like that one's coming. But they used the Kinzhal missiles and all the crazy stuff, and they hit some pretty significant targets. Blowed up all sorts of drone-making facilities and energy infrastructure. They've really been screwing with their energy stuff. It's going to be cold for a lot of people. It's all right. They can always burn the dead bodies, I guess. I'm kidding, but we got to stop. We got to stop killing people, guys. We got to stop blowing up stuff. We got to just come to terms with what's going on. Get this done. Russia requests Trump admin to stop pursuit of this oil tanker. This is the Bella one. The Bella. It is, they painted a Russian flag on the side of it so they wouldn't take it. Russia's basically like, dude, can you just leave this one alone? Makes me wonder. Trump probably will. How he lets this disappear, I'm not sure. This again is, we'll see. Haunting photo shows the waving. This is how the fire started in the Swiss chalet. 47 people, I think, dead so far. Again, they don't show death or anything like that. And they say graphic. There's warning, I guess. It shows potential fires starting. So I guess that's, that could scare people. That certainly could trigger people. There might be bright lights. I don't know. Who knows? All right. Anyways, there we go.
Horrifying, shaky, viral videos show the moment a fire broke out at the New Year's party at Swiss ski resort bar Les Constellations that claimed the lives of at least 47 people and injured more than 100, with the president of Switzerland, Guy Parmelin, calling the disaster, quote, one of the worst tragedies our country has experienced during a Thursday press conference. A haunting new photo, verified by the BBC, shows the moment lit sparklers attached to champagne bottles ignited the ceiling as unsuspecting revelers waved their sparklers and bottles high in the air at the doomed nightclub. Witnesses who were in the club that night have said the sparklers were responsible for the deadly blaze. However, Swiss authorities have not officially determined the cause.
When you order a table with bottles, there's a show that starts. And actually, the show was this. A woman climbed onto another woman's shoulders with 2 bottles, and the birthday fireworks were going off. And she waved them too high, so they hit the ceiling and suddenly caught fire.
Authorities have said, however, that the initial blaze in the bar triggered a so-called flashover, when all of the combustible material in a room ignites at once, triggering multiple explosions. A promotional video for Le Constellation last year showed female nightclub workers carrying bottles of champagne with sparklers attached through the packed, low-ceilinged nightclub. Another witness said the fire triggered a stampede as panicked bargoers surged up a narrow staircase from the venue, according to French outlet 24 Hours. Law enforcement said that many of the fatalities can be expected to be foreign nationals, as this bar was popular with international tourists. Emanuele Galoppini, a 16-year-old Italian international golfer who lived in Dubai, was named on Friday as the first of several possible victims from Italy to be identified. The burns, suffered by the mostly young crowd, was so severe that Swiss officials said it could take days before they identify all the victims, with experts having to use dental and DNA samples to do so. Flags in Switzerland will fly at half-staff for 5 days in remembrance of the lost lives.
See, this feels like karma to me. I don't know. I mean, I can't imagine the good guys doing that to others. Like, I just can't imagine that. But at the same time, that's why my camera never. I tried clicking it three times, and then I yanked my headphone out. That's what's going to happen. Whatever. Boy, we are having a fun show. That's what I'm thinking. Anyway, yeah, craziness. Speaking of all that weird stuff, where I think some of these deep state bastards are paying their prices, and I don't know. Tommy Lee Jones, definitely an actor I've liked. I mean, he's been in a number of movies I've enjoyed, but I probably would have lumped him into a deep state place. His daughter, unfortunately, has passed away / maybe taken her own life. She was apparently a drug user, and again, a lot of problems tend to run in some of these families. But it did kind of make me wonder, like, you know, a lot of these guys lose one of their kids, right? Like, you know, Biden had to, and I think a lot of it's because it's like they make this deal with the devil, and it's like you got to do one of two things. You either choose your child that you're going to let go, or you become the other sex. Some people don't like doing that. But it did make me think of Bill Gates and Melinda Gates, right? Aren't the two of them, right? Dude, Melinda's becoming a dude, and Bill's totally becoming a chick. It's crazy. Crazy. Anyway, makes you think, though, right? And then, I don't know, I'm just weird coincidence, okay? Just forgive me. I thought it was weird because it popped into my head. So, because it popped into my head, I'm just sharing it with you guys. Don't get mad. But Passover was all about killing one of the kids. And they had to do a certain thing with the blood or something weird, right? Like, maybe that story was a little different. I don't know. Just made me think. Next show. The camera. I wish I had it. Woman killed in suspected mountain lion attack during New Year's hike in Colorado. I told you I had some bad news in the end. Very sad. She got attacked, and then someone came while the thing was eating her, basically. And they ran off. Now, here's the thing I'm going to say. My sister runs in a place that they've literally closed down many times because of mountain lions. And there's been 1 or 2 deaths. There was a lady riding a bike. Mountain lion took her down, which is pretty crazy. Because normally they don't necessarily mess with you unless they're hungry, I guess. Generally, dudes don't get messed with as much. But, yeah, again, so just be careful. If you're one of these people that I love going in nature. Okay, there's bears and shit. There's mountain lions. There's lions and tigers and bears. Oh, my. I don't think we have any tigers yet. But everything else. Yeah, all said. Sorry, I didn't want to finish on a bad note, but I mean, wait, am I going to put that at the beginning? Hey, dead people. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a tough place. It's tough. I don't like it. Don't like it. Be careful. It was a PSA. Otherwise, I probably would have ignored the story. I love you guys. We're making a difference. It's the ripples. It's the changes we're making internally that as we expand outward, as we enlarge our frequency, enlarge our volume, enlarge our energy. I don't know. An easy way to put that. We enhance the world. It's funny how it works out. I say, prove me wrong. I'm telling you, once you start paying attention to what's going on, what's being fed back to you, you're going to be like, oh my God. It happens. We've got a lot going on. I got a great music show I'm looking forward to doing. We're doing a 4 for Friday. I got Mr. Mister. I got Matchbox 20. I got Mike and the Mechanics, and I got Cutting Crew all together. Great show, 4 blocks, 4 songs each, basically 16 awesome songs that you will enjoy. Either afterwards, beforehand, you can be at the gym walking. I'll try to keep the talking to a minimum. We'll see how it plays out. But I love you guys. Join me on that. 3 o'clock on Fridays, 3 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Mountain time, 5 p.m. Central, 6 Eastern. We kick it off live. If you want to be a part of it, there's some pretty crazy people in the comments section that are a lot of fun. You guys should check it out. It's a fun little community. And they seem to hang out with each other and have everyone's phone numbers and somehow, like, I don't know, they're all like into each other. It's very cool. It's like this neat little community that has formed, like a star is forming. It's very cool. All sets happening, of course, on the Fringe. Where we go one, we freaking go all, baby. It's On the Fringe with Dan Radio Style.